The beautiful thing about tennis is even if you're up 6-1, 5-0, you still have to finish it. The opponent can just always come back.
He's playing smart, he's slicing a lot, like, kind of surprising, like anti-Mark, you know, but smart because he knows I'm out of shape, he knows he wants to extend points, but if I can get him hitting, he doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, obviously I wanted a bagel, but I'll take a breadstick. Carbs are carbs. I gotta keep steady, keep doing my game plan. Zeros. There you go. Slider, when he least expects it.
What the actual?
That is just ridiculous, dude.
$40
I kind of feel for Ira at this point. Like as a competitor, you know, I know what it feels like to be in that situation where it's like, well, what the hell? Like what do I do about this? Like it doesn't feel like there's many options.
There it is. Let's go, Zverev.
There you go. Oh, Ira's gonna be pissed about that.
More of the same. A lot of slicing. So we'll see.
That is what you call a tree. I barely got my racket on that ball. It barely made it over. Ira couldn't get to it. He was probably surprised that one, it wasn't a winner. Two, that I got a racket on it to get it over the net. But except for that double fault I did in the second to last point, that game was exactly what I needed to. Just keep going with this.
I don't think he's missed one of those block returns yet.
And that's extremely frustrating for Ira too, because one thing that Ira would probably want in a match like this is some free points on his first serve.
Absolutely, yeah.
The fact that he's going so big on the second serve to me indicates that he's looking for free points in his service games too, and it's just Mark hasn't given him those looks.
$30-15.
You guessed right.
And this is something that Ira might need a little bit, like to borrow from like boxing a little bit. Sometimes the best thing you can do if you're fighting somebody that's technically superior to you is you can just kind of make it dirty. You can make it a dirty fight, make it messy. And you know, if Ira can just kind of make points ugly, make them messy, that might give him a look.
Good eye.
40-15.
I probably would have swung at that.
I definitely would have swung at that. That's my kryptonite.
Wow.
40-30.
Back.
40
Yet another one of those games. Those, you know,
yeah.
40-15 and a couple of, you know, Mark hits a great shot, Ira makes an error, and here we are.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous for Ira at this point. Losing this game would really kind of be a punch to the gut.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hit the quick start line, maybe. I feel like we could take like at least 3 or 4 categories of shot and be like, has Mark missed one of these yet?
Yeah, I really
like,
can't.
Return to serve, volleys has been almost perfect. Overheads.
Yep.
I don't think he's missed an overhead.
Back. Wide. Out? Yeah.
Yeah, it was wide.
How much?
I mean, I'm pretty far away, but I saw space.
Fair enough.
Wide, wide.
That was a wet, wasn't it? Did you hear that?
They switched to college rules all of a sudden.
Mark just not missing anything.
Yep.
If he made that volley, I would have
Yeah.
walked off this platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how, I mean, Mark, I'm sure is very aware of how clean he's playing.
Left
I
15.
love how every tennis player ever just still has to like correct themselves, be like, no, this is how you make it after missing like the hardest volley ever.
It's funny how sometimes that happens even more like in the matches that you're way ahead on.
Yeah, right.
Like it seems like you're even more in tune. Like, man, how could I miss that?
Yeah,
but it's like
right,
the one
right.
shot you've missed in like 3 or 4 games.
Right.
Because usually the one knock that you have on Mark is that he hits every shot at a high level,
But
but
he's
it
kind of
comes
like-
and goes.
Yeah, this is like emotionally, mentally, executionally, the most level and highest like overall like it's the highest average level and most steady level of play I've seen from Mark for sure. Like there's no question. And when you're Ira, it doesn't make you feel any better about being on the other side of the court. But it is what it is. He's playing extremely well.
Because from Ira's perspective, Mark is tough enough to
Normally,
play when he's
yeah.
not in this like alien possessed state that he currently is in. Oh, great shot.
Playing with fire. Good.
Uh, 0-3, really don't have much to say. Again, it's like I've had leads in 80% of the games, just can't finish. Just don't have the legs to like maintain the game. And I definitely benefit for like serving second in the games because like I can win a few easy points off my serve, but like just don't have the finishing power. Out of shape, unfortunately. So keep going. You know, you don't see too many beatdowns like this when I've led in 30-15 in every game.
It's not perfect, but in reality, it's ideal. I just hate being down a break point, and luckily, I think on the 2 break points, 2 out of the 3 break points I faced, I went hard up the tee to his forehand on ad out 30-40. But hopefully he doesn't get any more holds, break him again, hold, break him again, go home, time for dinner.
If you're enjoying watching this match and you'd love to be paired up with a practice partner, a match play partner, a coach on your local courts, then our friends at playyourcourt.com are the perfect resource for all of you out there that are working hard in your game, passionate about improving, looking to reach the next level. And they're offering a discount to viewers of these matches. So if you go to playyourcourt.com/ET, you can check out that discount. They're sponsoring these matches to make them possible, to make these videos possible. So if you appreciate that and you're a passionate player, it's really a no-brainer to go check it out. Again, that's playyourcourt.com/ET. Huge thank you to Scott and Nate over at Play Your Courts for supporting us and supporting these matches.
It's just ridiculous the level that he's at right now.
That's the first time he's gone for it, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's neutralized with a slice so well that he hasn't even, frankly, I'm almost a little worried for Mark if he just starts swinging for stuff like that. Like, that might open the door for Ira.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Nobody's ever sorry.
True, true. Come on! Yep.
Oh, that's so, I wish he'd just hit topspin. I'm sorry, I had to do that.
No,
It's too funny for me.
it's legal.
Second serve.
Do it again right now. Just Mark is just not missing a ball.
Out.
Yeah.
Thought you said you were out of shape.
I am.
Ball.
I was not going to run either way.
The fact that Mark even served and volleyed there, this has been a match that for me has largely defied expectation. And that was just the latest confusing.
I tell you what, that's the only thing that could let Ira back in this match.
Mm-hmm.
If Mark,
First serve.
if Mark just starts throwing in
15 all,
random
first serve.
stuff just because I'm ahead and I feel good and like nothing can stop me, that's the only thing that could let Ira in right now.
Oh, I really want to know.
That was in, I think.
Was that? All right.
I skipped off something.
Yeah, it was like
a
the
line.
ridge.
No. 0-5. Just lack of motivation right now. Yeah, I don't know. Just don't have many words today. Just don't have the legs to do this. Still very defensive style. Like, I'm still a little shocked. He's starting to hit a little bit more, which is at least better. Like, because then it's like it feels better. Like better, more like tennis when he hits the ball. But it's very smart tactic by Mark. Just don't have the legs to do it.
So the beautiful thing about tennis is even if you're up 6-1, 5-0, or whatever the hell the score might be, lopsided your way, you still have to finish it. It's not like being up 2+ touchdowns, halftime or the third quarter in the Super Bowl. The opponent can just always come back. All right, Falcons fans? Back. Back.
Out.
Yeah.
I'm shocked Mark didn't make that shot.
15 all.
It felt to be like Ira was almost just like walking back after the last shot he hit in that point.
Holy.
You know, Mark had absolutely no trouble with returns that were out wide on the deuce side. That was one of the few insights that I had today.
You came prepared with that one.
like
You're like, I got
Devon.
some gold today behind the microphone.
In my defense, in the match that I played with him, he struggled with it.
Back. Back.
Oh, good job.
Mark can't even miss the out balls.
So match outcome was as best as I could probably hope in a realistic setting. My footwork kind of got the job done. I was able to slice him kind of unconventionally, unintentionally, get him out of his comfort zone, getting him into the no man's land, moving him up and then back. And thankfully my net game was pretty on, and I think I only had like maybe 2 or 3 double faults, which is pretty average, given I'm not the biggest server in the world. So if you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, and as always guys, happy hitting.
All right, with the players down on the court, as always, thank you both for coming out, for battling it out. Topher and I, I'm sure, have a couple questions for you guys. I guess let me start with Mark. Mark, it felt to Topher and I like that was about as clean of a match as you could have played. How did it feel to you?
It actually felt pretty, I guess nerve-wracking is probably the best way to put it, because as you have obviously stated several times in the past few videos, that Ira is literally undefeated. So the record itself is speaking for, his capacity to both play singles and doubles on this court specifically, and just him being a high accomplished tennis player in general. But it overall, like looking back at it, 10 minutes removed from the situation, it went about as well as expected, except I did face, I think, 3 break points. And all 3 of those went to your forehand in some capacity, Ira. And the one that really scared me was the one you hooked just a little bit wide going inside in. And I was praying that it went out, and thankfully it did. Except for those 3 break points, yeah, it actually kind of went pretty well. And I remember one of the Ira's service games, he double faulted 3 times, which is rare, even though that you hit 2 bombs for first and second serves, but rarely ever do you double fault back to back. So, that I was fortunate that happened, given I was down, I think 15-40 or maybe even 15-30 in that service game of yours. So second set went as what I wanted to do in a perfect situation.
Let me ask you the same question, but a little bit differently. Is there any part of your game, serving, returning, net game, baseline game, that you felt could have been stronger?
I think
than how you did in this match?
I think I sliced my backhands just a little bit too much, a little bit too tentatively in the first set. I should have went over maybe a few more times on it.
Okay.
But obviously that's looking from the outside looking in. So it went. So in reality, no. That's my answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And so, Ira, from your side of the net, seeing the quality of Mark's execution, what was your mindset like, let's say, 6 games into the match? Like, what were your thoughts on the other end of that?
I was shocked. I couldn't believe how much he sliced, truthfully.
Yeah?
I'd seen him play here a couple times, played against him. He's hit over the ball a bunch of times here in matches here. So I was shocked. Like, it was probably 80-20 in terms of slice and ground. So I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it. And I just wasn't prepared to generate that much topspin off of the first ball. So I made a lot of mistakes on that. It was interesting for me, though, like even 9 games in, losing 8 of them, I was up 30-15 or 40-15 in 80% of those games without being, so I just I'm there. I just couldn't finish. I wasn't explosive. Didn't have the legs to do it. So under different circumstances, I think that it's a much different than a 6-1, 6-0 outcome. I should be able to finish those games pretty easily. I had chances in both his serve games, my serve games, and just ran out of steam.
It felt to me like you weren't going for your shots as much as I expected. Not that you were hitting, weak shots or not hitting offensively, but especially after how the first set went, how the first set went, I kind of expected you to really kind of ratchet up how much you were slapping the forehand, I guess, and just kind of let's just go for it. What were your thoughts on that?
It's hard to do that off of a lot of slice.
Okay.
It's you can't tee off as easy as a ball that's bouncing up instead of bouncing lower. You have to generate more topspin, and you can't slap from that low. So it was a good strategy by Mark. Whether he says he meant to or not,
Didn't mean to.
It was, that's what I thought.
His answer was, "I wish I came over more backhands."
Well, right, but he said earlier. We were talking earlier. He said he didn't want to do that, but it was a good move by him because it's about the only way to neutralize a big hitter, and he did a good job of it. So I definitely know the next time I warm up to play Mark, I'll set the ball machine on slice more so I can get more practice going into it.
You just buy me Taco Bell.
Mark, question for you. We're not used to seeing you move forward to the level that you did today, so I was just interested for your thoughts on your approaches to the net in this match.
Sure. I think I did approach the net a total of anywhere between 10 to 12 or 13 times. Scott, why is okay? So when I did see Ira kind of bend low, given how tall he is, And I think I was targeting his backhand side more often than his forehand, as any sane person would. I was kind of leaning in, expecting a shorter ball and probably a slice. So my momentum was already expecting to go forward. That's why in this match, compared to a match with someone like Alex or even Scott or Ian, I was closing into the net a little bit more. And then, I mean, you burned me beautifully on the forehand side quite a few times.
One time.
One?
Yeah. One winner.
One winner. We'll replay it, but like I was trying to spread him out wide, both forehand and backhand, and just make him pass me. And fortunately, as Ira said, he's only burned me on his forehand wing once. So it worked out well. I did have a few unforced errors at the net, but actually overheads, I was 3 for 3, I think. So unlike the doubles match with Scott, I've been working on my overheads quite a bit, and it paid off this match.
And I'd be curious to know thoughts from both of you guys on this, just because I feel like one of the most difficult things to do in tennis is to play the situation, to play the scoreboard. And both Ian and I noticed early on that like Ira was there, he was right there with you. And like early in games, he would have opportunities. There would be break points, there would be game points. And we both noticed that you seem to up your level on like those moments specifically. And take advantage of those situations. So I was just curious if you had any thoughts about how you approach those points. Did you approach them differently, or did you not approach them differently? And I'd like to hear from both of you guys kind of how the scoreboard affected you.
Other than, I think Ira commented on it when we were sitting down and opening beers, I felt more loose to swing out on the ball, hit heavy topspin, and kind of go for it in the second set. But when it comes to those microcosms of being up or being down 15-30 or, facing a break point, other than serving that 1 or 2 aces at break point, which I kind of got lucky because I'm not a big server, I didn't think any differently. I mean, Ira, did you have any?
I don't ever play different.
Yeah.
Just try to hit big, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would spin second serves in at love 40 or 15-40 or 30-40 or deuce. I mean, the score never, is a factor for me. As cliche as it sounds, it's just 1 point, and you play a bunch of series of 1 point games, and that's how I at least approach it.
I remember the question.
Oh, you did? Really?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Let's hear it.
Question for Ira. Did it ever pop into your head? Mark, not only did he slice a lot more than is normal for Mark, but it was the least chippy and like meme-ish like match that Mark has ever played on this court. Did it ever occur to you to maybe kind of poke the bear a little bit? Because you were also very subdued and like very level and even. Did you ever think about maybe trying to shake the cage a little bit?
No, I don't. I mean, I do that more of like joking. Like, I'm not saying this in any sort of way, but this was a big match for you. Like, you wanted to beat me bad. I mean, you always have. You've made mention of it in the past. Like, you wanted your shot at me. So I knew this was an important match for you. I don't know. I mean, I get into those type of games when it's more of like a fun match. Like, I mean, obviously I wanted to win too. I knew I wasn't going to, and I knew that there was a very slim chance I could punch my way out of it if I could get you to hit out, which, because you make not a lot. You make more mistakes when you're hitting your forehand hard and hitting your backhand hard.
I agree.
So, like, I knew if I could just get you to hit somehow, other than being down 0-9 or 1-9 in the scoreboard, if I could have got you into that a little bit more, I think it would have been a little different. But you played it smart. I don't. The word is not. The word pusher came out of my mouth in one of the videos, and I don't want to call you that, but it was very defensive, much more than I thought. So I just didn't have the answers for that. But no, I
So
wasn't.
it never crossed your mind?
I mean, I don't know the point. I don't think he would have changed any way he played, because why would you at that point? Why would you change a winning pattern? Just slice it and wait till I try to hit a big ball and miss. Felt that I was close on a lot of those, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Yeah, no.
So in hindsight, would you hit bigger?
No, I just would be in better shape.
Okay.
I mean,
that was the biggest.
I can't, I just can't, I can't move like I used to be able to. It's just, it's not a priority of mine to, be in good shape or play a lot of tennis. my life is just different now, and maybe someday I'll have the freedom to try to get in better shape. But it's just I can't run for more than 100 steps in a row, and then it's just like, okay, then I got to walk around for a while. So in better shape, this is a much different outcome. I don't know whether I win or lose again, but it's a much different outcome because if I'm in better shape, I can bend down, get underneath his slices. I can make more balls. I can make him, and then he doesn't slice as much, and then it becomes a different game. And I know, I know you can make a lot of mistakes when you start going for shots when you feel that way. But like, there was no other way for you to feel this match, and it's like it's done, it's over. I mean, like from the third game in the first set, it's like, it wasn't a big surprise to me how it went, other than the amount of slices. So no, I wouldn't have changed it. I just would be in better shape.
All right. Any final thoughts? Both of you guys, Mark?
I guess my final thoughts to this is, given how big Ira's serve is, I was seeing the ball very well, especially on the returns. I don't know if Topher or Ian or, Scott was able to see that. I was like, okay, I could kind of read where his serve is going. And
I don't even know where my serve's going.
Okay.
Ian and I both commented that you were very, very comfortable on return.
Yeah, he did a great. He ripped those 2 forehands on me, but otherwise, yeah, he got the ball back in center of the court, like kind of right where I wanted it, but it just wasn't able to do anything with it. Yeah, he didn't. I didn't ace him. I didn't get a lot of mistakes off of him. Other one, he tried to swing at a few. You were probably like 50-50. You made 2 of those forehand winners. I think you missed a couple wide. That first game, you missed one that hit the tarp, and I was like, wow, that's the last forehand you're gonna. You missed it wide.
Okay.
But then I was like, oh well, yeah, this is gonna happen.
Other than that, it's always been a pleasure playing in this court, and playing in front of friends and new opponents, and also teammates. So, yeah, definitely appreciate it.
Final thoughts, Ira?
No, I mean, it was fun, I guess.
Well, Topher, thank you for joining me in the booth. I appreciate it.
Good to be back.
Any final thoughts on the match, Topher?
Honestly, it was a great feeling to be back. Mark, I was really impressed with your performance. Ira, you
Could be better.
No, but Ira, you probably feel like you were there. You had your opportunities. Things didn't come off the way that you wanted to today, but your attitude was good. Your mentality was good, and it was, always fun to be here. So,
Ira, how do I put this nicely?
Better luck next time. I guess my final thought is, Mark, tell me if I'm right or wrong on this.
Sure.
Later on, when you watch the match later on, just based off my own experience watching myself play and playing a lot of matches on video and watching it back later, certain things are always a little different than what it felt like in the moment. I'm guessing when you watch this match back, you're going to be like, wow, I played better than I thought I did.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be your experience, that you played a much cleaner, much overall, full, total package game was probably a better day than you thought it was today. Yeah. You played very, very well.
And I do want to see that. And obviously, we got to wait a little bit. But
tell me what you think.
Yeah, I will tell you what I think next to a You might have to edit that
out. This is a burn the tape. This is a week 1 Green Bay Packers loss.
Oh gosh.
No, you don't. For me, I don't really take anything out of it. It's just burn the tape and let's move on.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. Mark saved up all his comments just for that last one during the post-match interview. Ira and Mark, thank you for putting yourselves on the line today, as always. I always honor and respect that a lot. So thanks for being here, especially as we're winding down our last couple, events here on this court. All of them are definitely special. So thank you guys for being a part of it. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Take care. Thanks for watching, everybody.